Hey everyone, today we're going to be going over branches in Git. This is going to be using the master branch as well as feature branches, why you want to use them, and how we're going to manage these in the command line. We're going to do this the hard way because this way you learn a little bit easier. There's a lot to go over, so let's get right into it. Now the first thing that you're probably going to ask is, what is a branch? Git branches are a way to work on additional features or make changes without affecting the actual code itself. So you basically are making a copy of it to work on without managing or changing this one over here. Even if you're working on your own, you're basically creating a little safe space away from your own meandering error generation, because let's be honest, any bugs that are going to be created are going to be from you making changes. So you create a safe space where you have a set of code that you know works, you create a copy of it, kind of, and work on it there, make your codes and your errors and your bugs, make sure it works before merging it into. You can make as many changes to the files in this unsafe space in the branch without affecting this over here. Let's look at the collaboration side of Git, because this is where it's at its most powerful as well as its most important. We have our little safe space. I have created a change in that safe space that makes a pretty kitty picture directly on like a website, for example. I put it up and I commit directly to this safe space. Someone else comes along and they make a change that takes a random picture of a dog and puts it on the same thing. They commit it. It's on the site. I go to the website. I don't see a kitty picture, I see a puppy picture. I'm a little bit upset. But if you're using branches and if you're doing a proper pull request or merge request, we have our safe space. I've made my kitty pictures change and then it gets merged in. They make their puppy change. I can see that they made their puppy change, but it's not in the safe space yet. And I can tell them, hey, I don't want puppies on the website. Get that shit out of here. Now, this is extremely reductive and not how it'll actually work in the real world. Kind of is to a degree, but it gets the point across. We have a safe space for what we actually want to see on the site, and then we have places where we can make changes without having to affect that safe space. Now, usually this safe space, this source of truth, is called master. When you are working with a repo, this is the first branch that is created, and everything else spawns from master. Of course, you can name this branch whatever you want to, but master is the one that Git automatically creates, and it has become the source of truth for almost any project. That's enough meandering talk for now. How do we actually use this? What are we going to use as commands? And we'll do that. So let's hop into the black screen of death and go through the commands to understand branches. You can see I've created just a simple little directory called git test. I've just initialized it. So if I actually go git status, you're going to see that I haven't committed anything and I'm on the master branch. Like I said, master is the one that Git automatically creates for you as the base for everything. So I'm just going to create a random file in here called file1. And now if I go git status, it's untracked, so we're going to have to add it, and then we're also going to have to commit it. So these commands you should know at this point. Git add dot basically is everything within this directory's context. Run that, and you'll notice that it's now changed. Git status will show us that we have that new file, and we're just going to commit it. So that way we have a file, at least in this directory for now. And we'll call this commit initial. So we're just going to clear that up again. And we're going to git status, and we'll see that we're on master branch. We have a commit because it's not giving us that message anymore, and that the working tree is clean. So to see the branches that exist in Git, you can go git branches. Easy enough. Or git branch. And you'll notice that there is only one. And as well, you'll see that there is this asterisk that is beside master here. That is telling us that is the current context. That is where head, which is basically where we are making our changes, exists, and it's at the top of master. If we want to create a branch, we're going to use the exact same command, but we're going to give it a object. We're going to give it an argument in order to actually utilize it. Now, utilizing commands in the command line, I will talk about this a lot in any videos that I use command lines, but the idea is that you have the noun, which is the subject, which is the command that you will always use, the verb, which is the action that you want to take, and then arguments or objects, if you're thinking about it in a linguistic way or in a language way. So in this example, get branch is just going to show branches because you're basically saying branches. If I go get branch new, if I, of course, don't have any comment there, if I go get branch new, a new branch has been created. And you can see that it has been created here. We'll close that out and clear this up. Now that we've created it, though, we will want to actually move into that branch to make changes without affecting master. So the next command that we would use is git switch. So if we go git switch new, you can actually see, especially in my command line, I have a little context thing up here that says new. So that is actually showing the branch that I'm currently on, as well whenever I make changes to it. So if I go into file 1, I'm going to vim it and I'm going to go hello world, because everyone wants hello world when you work with computers. It's just the way everything works with programming. But now you can see that it has a little asterisk beside it, which means that there is a change. There's something different about it, which means that it's modified. So that file has changed and it is on the new branch. So now I'm just going to clear this up. If I go git commit -m, I'm going to go am just so that way we can do add and message at the same time. This is a command that's very like this. Adding the a basically ensures that you have that all. New. You can see that the change is made, and now that little asterisk is gone, and we've worked with the branch. If we go get status, we could do that. And if we go get log, we can see where master is. So this is the point in which new is actually kind of branched off from master. So that's where master is. And then we've added a commit that's on new. And we can see head, which is where we're going to be making any moving off of for the next commit, is head. So if I make another commit, it's going to be on top of this. Git is essentially working with layers of changes. So because of the fact that we have master, we've made a new branch, and it's made in that context of that last commit on master. When I make a change to this new branch, it's going to create another layer here, and it's going to keep making layer changes on top of that. So wherever head is where the next layer is going to make its changes on top of. So if I Q. Now, getting out of those little dialogues that's there is just pressing Q. Sorry I didn't say about that before. So now if we actually git switch to master, and I make a change to that same one, so I'm going to vim file 1. I'm going to just say buddy. That's what I'm going to say here. So I'm going to file it, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to commit -a -m and say buddy. All right, cool. But if I do that git log again, we now have two commits that are roughly at the same point, and they're both off of the same change in master, but they're on different branches. So because I made a change on master, it's different from the one that is in new. Git log will tell you what commits have changed. So we can actually go in and make this a little bit pretty as well. So if we go git log -- pretty, no, that won't actually work. If we go git log graph, we can see where kind of roughly the changes have been in the context of everything. So let's hop back into that other branch. We're going to go git switch new. if I can spell, I'm just going to clear this up again. Git switch new. And I'm actually going to create another branch off of this one. So if I go git branch another, and I go git switch into that branch, and I go git log, you're going to notice something. You'll notice that it'll have this initial commit here, which is one from master, but you're going to see that head is at the same point as another and new. I'm going to make a change to this another branch. I'm going to go vim file 1, and I'll add buddy in here. And what we'll do is we will commit this again, -a-m, another, make it easy, clear, just do that a bit more, and we'll do git log. We'll notice that in the history of another, we have where head is now pointed at, which is that new commit I just made. As well, we can see new, which is where that branch is in context of us. It's one behind, and the initial commit here. So I've made a branch off of a branch. So we can kind of look at it as if it's like master's going along here, and then you have a new, and then you have another. There's another command that we're going to use, git merge. What git merge does is it takes the layers of changes that were on the other branch and actually adds them on top of the changes that are on the branch that you want to merge into. So if I have another, go back to new, clear this up first, and if I go git merge right now, it's not really going to do anything. There's nothing to do. It's going to yell at me. But if I go git merge and go another, what that's doing is taking that layer of change that's on another, slapping it on top of new. Do this. And now if I actually go git log, you can see new has this commit here added on top of this new one. Great. What this is doing in a language kind of context is that we have this noun, git, the verb, merge, and we're going to have two objects to a degree. One is implicit. So we're not telling the command line that this is a part of this, but we have two. The one that we're telling it and explicitly telling it is the branch that we want to merge into our current branch, which is the implicit argument. There are commands in order to change it and not have to do it in this context, but that's how we're ensuring that we say, this is where I want a change to come from, and I want it to come to this branch that I am currently on. So now if we actually git switch into master and go merge and new, again, I'm switching the context. I'm switching that implicit argument that git merge is looking for, and now I'm explicitly telling it that I'm merging in new into this branch. So I git merge new. Now there's a conflict. This is where things can get complicated. If you change something on the same file, it will actually kind of yell at you. Because all it's doing is it's just taking whatever change was here and whatever change was here. If it can do that on different lines without an issue, it's not going to yell at you. But because we made changes to the same line in the same file, it doesn't know which one we want to use. But if we jump into that file, it will actually tell us we can actually edit this file. So it automatically adds these like little things here. And you can see this is coming from new, and this is coming from where head is pointed at, which is on the master branch, because head is the pointer of what change you want to be on. So we're just going to delete these lines because we actually want it to be hello world buddy. So we then save that change. And when merge conflict happens, that's all you do is you go in, you choose which change you want. You can modify however you want to, and then you're actually going to commit it like that. So if I go get status right now though, You can tell it's got unmerged path, so it wants to ensure that that file is changed, but it's modified in that modified state. Clear this up. If I go git add dot, again, saying all the context, but I'll just explicitly say file1, and I go git status again, it's now in that staged point again. And clear this up first. Git commit -m merged master merge. So it actually creates a new commit on top of everything. But if I go git log graph, which is a fun little command, now you can actually see the entire history of what has happened with these branches. So what has happened was we have that initial commit down at the bottom, and then we see the commit that we actually made onto master. But we made that change to master. We made that change after we split off into new. So you can tell it's kind of set up here, and it splits off beforehand. And we made two changes to the branch new. We had the new and the another commit. The another commit was merged in. Once we merge in, those changes kind of get slapped onto the master, and we actually created a new commit that is that all those changes slapped into it. So we're kind of squishing all those commits from that other branch into one that is on master, and it kind of puts that change on there. But that gives you a rough understanding of what a branch is in Git and how to actually work with it. So just to kind of reiterate as a whole thing, a branch is another set of changes that are separate from a source of truth or a central point. You can make those changes, and they are just layer of changes that are being pointed along. As well, as an additional thing, head is the point at which you will be making a change and where it will be going on with a commit. So if I make a change to the master branch, it's going to, and my head is on the master branch, on the last commit of master branch, the next commit will go on master branch on top of that current commit. The git merge command takes two arguments, essentially. One of which is completely implicit. It's not stated, but it is by the way of where head is. And the second one being the branch that you want to merge into your current state of where head is. And that's all you really need to know for a base level of what a Git branch is and how to work with it. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. If you have any feedback or a particular small issue, comment down below and I will try and get back to you. As well, subscribe for more videos. Watch the next video for more fun as well as we learn more about DevOps. If you want to support the channel or you have a larger issue than just a simple comment will do, go to buymeacoffee.com/Neerlo. Link is down in the description and I will try and get back to you, or you can just feed the fiend and give me coffee. For now, that's all. Have a good one.